Imagine you put on an old record, a favorite record, or a favorite CD, or you open up a favorite playlist on Spotify, whatever it might be. You put on a song you know so well, and you know every line, every lyric, every harmony, and the rhythm, and you know where the drums fall and everything. And that kind of familiarity is so elevating and beautiful, and we can connect to old memories in that way. But what if you want to make a new song? What if you want to be creative? Obviously, it doesn't make any sense to put on a record and imagine a new song to come out. Well, I want to suggest that there's an important analogy here to the kind of self-reflection and thinking that we do as we try to sort through old problems that we might have. So imagine that we're sifting through feelings that we have, or regrets that we have, or problems that we have in a relationship, or problems that we have at work, or whatever it might be. We use the same patterns of thinking to process those, and sometimes those can be useful. We should always be reflecting carefully about what we're doing and what our conduct has been. But sometimes those old patterns can prevent us from breaking new ground in addressing our own inner life. So when we're doing that kind of thinking, the kind of inner reflection that we might be doing, say, in the lead up to Yom Kippur, we have to find sometimes new ways to break through those patterns. And the analogy to this creation of a new song can be discovered through the practice of Hitbodedut. Hitbodedut is sometimes associated with the circle of Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, who indeed emphasized the practice of Hitbodedut as being centrally important to authentic prayer. What is Hitbodedut? The word comes from the Hebrew root meaning alone or solitude, and it is precisely that. It is a form of prayer out loud, spontaneous, spoken prayer that is done in solitude. So the first step towards doing Hitbodedut and trying it is to find a space alone where you know nobody will hear you. So you will not be self-conscious at all. Nobody will hear you, and you're not thinking about what other people might be hearing or thinking or worrying about any of that. That's critical. You can do this inside, you can do it outside, you can do it stationary, you can do it walking somewhere. Rabbi Nachman said that the woods were a very auspicious place to do this. Obviously, you need to find an area where you're safe and completely alone. And then you just begin with bringing your thoughts out and to speaking them, literally just like I'm speaking to you now. For some of us, this is very frightening and will be incredibly self-conscious. And that's not a new idea. Rabbi Nachman himself was aware of that and wrote about the way that self-consciousness and embarrassment could stand in the way of this practice. But he considered it a form of meditation, because if you can get beyond your thinking about the practice and you can just get it so your mind is focused only on the words and all of your concentration is on the words, then you can go to deep and enlightening and illuminating places. What do you do in Hitbodedut? You can offer up hopes, prayers, worries, anxieties, complaints, pleas for help, cries from the heart, gratitude, love, whatever it might be. But this can be a way to break out of those old patterns. There's no guarantee. This is too intense and complex a practice, and the heart is too deep a place for me to offer you the notion that if you do this for 1 minute, you're suddenly going to have answers to your problems. But it's a kind of meditative prayer practice that can really break us out of old patterns and can shake us up in new ways. Rabbi Nachman said that we should do this for an hour a day. You may find that to be completely beyond what's possible for you, so you may have a minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes a day or for a week. But start by doing something. And I guarantee you it's going to be difficult. You're going to be self-conscious. It may be that your theology stands in the way. It may just be that you don't like to hear yourself talk, or you don't know what to say. But just speak spontaneously. Let it keep flowing out, and see what is in there. You may surface new things that you didn't know in there, or you may surface new ways, new approaches to these old issues. So it's a start. And I'd love to hear your feedback about how it goes if you make some time to do this practice as we together prepare for Yom Kippur. So give it a shot and let me know how it goes for you. Thanks.